Alright, seems that this round is live. Alright, it's live. We've currently got Salah's army as the Chinese. We got Chillum and Fury Divine's army as the Americans. The tickets amount of players are 13-14, which means we drop to one on each side, I'd say. They're playing the large map with 5 flags. This is somewhat different from last campaign where they were playing the small maps with these few members. Alpha is being secured by the Americans and the Fury Divine army. Delta is being secured by the tank banging. Meanwhile, Scott FPS and the core squad is attacking Bravo. Tank is securing Echo, and we got Dual Sharks squad, which is the KPD, attempting to secure Delta but losing towards Blackwatch. Blackwatch is in a somewhat good position here. Flag is going Blackwatch at the moment. And the flag is totally grey right now. Alright, looks like DualShock's KPD squad were able to repel the Blackwatch attack on Delta. Meanwhile, Charlie Alpha belongs to Americans, and the Bravo flag is still contested, but with an APC driven by Jasper here. I think this is going to be a bad fight for Ben Diego, being is in the core squad. We're able to secure a spawning on his fellow members, and they might be able to pull the deal off. One engineer is taken care of, but the flag is continuously going up for the Chinese, and there it is. The first bleed of Dawnbreaker. And tank have entered, and the APC is far out right now. And I think they will be able to repel the armored forces from entering Bravo. Core squads are being killed here, and but with the securing of the flag, and the flag being as it is, I do not think simply only armor is going to be able to take this. Let's see here. Find Dragon Company might be moving through Bravo, or they're just setting up a spawn beacon for Charlie defense. Well, they're somewhat flashing with Lemon Grumpy and the Blackwatch being here, but secured by Johnny and company. Bravo is completely grey now. That was my bad. Let's see for Killer that killed himself, which puts Danilich in control of Bravo. Alpha Bravo Charlie now belongs to American, and the bleed has switched. Delta Flight also went Bravo with the Blackwatch in the head. This means they have secured 4 flags and are currently defending Bravo and Delta. We got one guy on Charlie, and we got one guy on Alpha. Ethnix is rolling in with his tank and some support. to Delta. They will probably be able to capture this, but this will not stop the bleed. Delta is secured, but they're still fighting over Delta, which is bad, since they're not fighting for the bleed on Delta, they're fighting for the 4th flag. This has definitely put a hole in Saladin's army, and Pure Divine's army have taken the lead with a 40 ticket lead, which is not much, but it's a fight. Fight have moved to Charlie as well now, with Jay attempting to go for back cap. Or not, he passes through even if Bravo is empty. He's gonna go for Alpha. But Alpha has Fury Divine, which means they're not going to be able to take it without killing each other first. Fury Divine, let's see if he's aware that he's being targeted. It seems. We have Case, Jay, and Fury Divine fighting for this flag. Case died by Fury, and Jay succeeded in capturing Alpha. Meanwhile, both Delta and Bravo went to the Black Watch, or the Americans. And we got an admin not live right now. I do not know what's happening. Currently this was live before, and now we're gonna have it not live. I'm not sure what's right now, but the army seems to keep fighting. Alpha is going to go back for the Chinese or Americans with big stuff. Meanwhile, there is still a spawn beacon over at Delta, but Blackwatch is gonna get hit very, very hard now. The core company seems to be moving in on Delta. Delta flying is still not dropping. Charlie Bravo Alpha is still doing fights on Delta continuously. The fight seems to be about the 4th flag for the Chinese. The only flag they've succeeded in holding is Echo, which is probably because the Americans have not attempted to attack it. Bravo is now going down as they secure Delta, but the question is if they're gonna get the bleed. They might get the bleed. Meanwhile, Delta is going back again for the Black Watch and the Americans. We got Scott on the roof for the core squad. We also got Juno, Burlesque, Static, and Ethnics on the ground. Bravo flag is secured. Delta flag is gonna be fought over, but the bleed is back in the American side. Alpha is getting hit by a case. Meanwhile, Dragon Chillin is moving in. They take each other out. No, case survived that. Macchiato is moving in. Meanwhile, the bleed might be getting Chinese for the 2nd time this round. And there it is. Chinese have secured the bleed and grabbing Bravo, Delta and Echo, the flags they were going for in the beginning. And now we got Blackwatch still on Delta, but we just got wiped, so the question is if they're gonna be hitting Bravo. Meanwhile, Charlie is getting hit by Salil and Partsy on the ground. Bravo is dropping as Big Star, Dandelish, two squads are hitting the flag. Vandalish is in the Dragon Company. For reference, my cat is also in here. He was the person streaming a lot of the battles last campaign. My cat is currently also playing with the Dragon Company. Scott FPS got Alpha flag. Alpha seems to be going up Chinese. Charlie is gonna come up for Americans, but the bleed is still going to belong to, or not. Bleed might be turning American again. Indeed, it looks like the bleed is going to go American. We got Saddle on ground, Case on the roof, and Pratsy, but there's no big push by anyone. Saddle is alone in his squad. Charlie's going down. Ben Diego died on the roof, but the Charlie flag keeps going down as the Chinese are moving in and around. Meanwhile, Bravo is completely grey, but there's hostile from American moving in, which means the Saddle probably is going to lose that flag. Charlie's gonna go up friendly. Meanwhile, Echo is lost. Big Star and Fury Divine hit Echo together and secured it. Bravo is also turning American as Saladin died, which is gonna put the bleed back on the American side. The ticket lead is not that great. 150 ticket lead this far into the game. It's not as decisive as the 7 battles were. We've got Danilish moving in for the American side with the Dragon Company. He seems to be able to grade his flag. Meanwhile, Echo and Alpha are both flashing. Alpha has an enemy squad on it, and Echo has the core squad on it. Charlie's gonna go off for the Americans. Echo is frozen halfway through, but still on the blue side, and Echo's going up blue. This puts the Chinese back on the bleed. Delta is also flashing with only Tom and Lemming Grumpy hitting it. Only Tom and Lemmy are in Blackwatch squad. So the 4th cap might be going to the American, and they did. We got 2 pushes, Delta, Echo, and maybe a little stringy push towards Charlie Bravo. Ethnix is in the flag cap, but he's not really enough friendly to do anything there. Delta is gonna come up Chinese again. Echo is being contested, but I'd say they're losing it with only Saddle. Scout FPS, Dual Shark, and Parts seems to be fighting for Delta, but bleed is still on the Chinese side. Charlie's also flashing, Static, as well as I believe Ethnix is with him. Static on the downside and Ethnix on the upside. Ethnix jumping down. We got incoming Dragon Company members for Charlie flag, which is gonna stop the flag turning. Delta Echo belongs to Americans as well as Bravo. Charlie is going up friendly even if Static is still alive down there. Static killed one. Question is if he's gonna kill the other ones. No. Charlie is secured. Delta secured. Echo secured. Bravo is somewhat flashing. going down fast, but it's a 4 flag, which means the bleed, even if captured, which is not going to be because Case left the squad cap. This is an American battle. American side are definitely winning. 4 flags captured, although we also got 4 flags flashing at the moment. Charlie gone grey, Alpha still grey, Delta is attempting to go grey, Alpha went blue, Bravo was flashing but it's not anymore. Delta is going to come up Chinese and Charlie is going to come up Chinese, but once again the Chinese are down to 2 flags only. Ticket counts are equal, but the American side are doing better. Not as decisive again as the Savod battle, but enough. I say with these many flags and these few numbers, the battle is really 3-man wars mostly, although the Americans seems to have been making them a little bit bigger by pushing the 4 flag continuously. Right now we got a big Chinese army on Delta flag doing nothing, and Charlie, Bravo, Alpha and Echo are blue. Echo is going to get lost as there's no one defending it anymore, but even if they lose Echo, they're still going to have the bleed on the Chinese side. Still, the Chinese are doing nothing much. Black's watch with Dark Cipher is attacking Delta, forcing the Chinese to respond to the American pushes rather than push themselves. This continuously offensive pushing is leading Fear Divine's army to victory. 113 tickets left for the Chinese and a 300 ticket lead again for the Americans. This is turning out to be a very, very decisive victory in the end. The Chinese just being in the lead 2 times, mostly been down to 1 or 2 flags. Echo is flashing, as Big Star is doing a push with Fury Divine. Let's see. Fury Divine seems to be on top of the roof, allowing Big Star to spawn in on him. From there he's guiding his little robot to see where the enemy are. Charlie, Bravo and Alpha is secured for Americans. And although there are some soldiers on Charlie, we got 2 friendly mechanized pieces, or friendly American I mean. We gotta secure rooftop spots, and it seems like the Americans are going more for the defensive than offensive this time. Dark Cipher is seemingly trying to push the Delta but getting shut down. There is no real push anywhere. With Macchiato in the air, he seems to be securing the perimeter and the back flanks. This is a 50 ticket left for the Chinese, and they seem to be doing nothing according to the bird's eye. We got Junior and the core company attempting to reach Bravo while getting shut down by mines. Nice one. We got Jay attempting to take the sea road or water side road to Alpha, I would say, but he's not getting much past Delta. This is not going to work. Delta flag is being contested. Swapscum and the Black Butch are fighting. but Delta is a very strong hold for Chinese, but the Chinese needs a third flag and not a stronghold. 7 tickets left, the Chinese have lost this round. The kill counts haven't been that big this round. Jasper secured it with a win with Dark Cypher on the 2nd place and Lemon Grumpy on the 3rd place. 4th place goes to the Russian or Chinese Ben Diego. Alright, the current of the core company Captain Juno for Saddle. We got Shock and KPD squads for General Saddle, as well as Ethnix and TA Lihu in the KSK squad for General Saddle. On the Fury Divine side, we got the Dragon Company led by Chill. We got Blackwater led by Cypher. We got Whiskey Company led by Captain Macchiato, and then we got Big Star and Fury Divine doing their own little Rambo thing. Fury Divine is the leader, and he's mostly flying around in a drone as far as I've seen. The difference between the generals right now, the biggest difference I've seen is that Fury Divine seems to be more flying around, scouting out the battlefield, while General Saddle is spending more time fighting with his army. This is going to be the 2nd round of Dawnbreaker. Here at 21 CW we're doing 2 rounds per map. 1 on each side. This means that the American side is currently Saddle side and the Chinese side is the Fury Divine side. We've seen we've lost some members again. We're down to 13 versus 12. Admin live. So this is going to be the 2nd round of Dawnbreaker. Currently the score is 2 for Fury Divine and 1 for General Saddle. If the Chinese secure this round, they would have gotten a point if this had been a campaign battle instead of a scrimmage. The scrimmage is to see the balance between the armies and potentially move companies around. We're down to 11 for the Chinese side, which is a rather bad thing. 11 versus 13 on a conquest large or conquest wall, but still 5 flags. It's gonna hurt. Flags 11 versus 13 means that there's probably 3 to 4 members per flag to secure the bleed. With the assets, basically very little infantry movements. We got a jet drop on Alpha, we got a fast mover to Delta, and we got on foot to Echo for the Chinese side. They're pushing it fast this time. The Chinese were also pushing a lot during last time around. This is just based on Alpha, and although he got the flag a little bit off, it's more of a delay than an effective battle. Alright, we got Blackwood spawning in on him. We're dropping in. Delta Echo is secured by the Chinese. Charlie is going to get secure, and Alpha is being fought over. And the tank is pushing into Delta and flashing it. Dragon Company needs to spawn in some members to deal with this, or they're gonna lose the flag without noticing. This is a good cap for Delta. And it's grey. My cat seems to be moving in. Is he going to be able to stop it? No, because there's two people in the tank. Here comes Black Skill. Let's see if he can do something. Black Skill with Macchiato. They don't seem to have a TV, otherwise that tank should have been dead by now. Their tank is dead and Delta is probably going to go up for the Chinese again. Meanwhile, they've secured Alpha, Charlie and Echo. Bravo is going American. But as we saw last time, it seems like there's more fighting over the fourth flag for General Satellite's army compared to the third flag, which gives the blade. Alright, Charlie is being attacked. It's a one-on-one. Diego versus Damalish. Damalish wins this round, and Charlie's going back up. Alpha is still being contested, which is the fourth flag. But Party in an AA is totally ignoring that Alpha is going hostile. Probably going to attempt to do something about Charlie. Numbers are 14 to 12 at the moment, so both sides got a number. 4-5 still for the Chinese, even if they're outnumbered. They're doing this very effective assault technique where they keep attacking and forcing the General Saddle's army to fight over the fourth flag. And last round we saw that the General Saddle army stopped the fight over the fourth flag by securing them heavily, but were failing in capturing a third flag while having such tough defenses. As we see right now, we got Duke in an AA pushing Bravo, as well as the fight is over pretty much Alpha. Burlesque and Duke is fighting it out over Bravo. I think Duke is going to lose this fight, but he's put 3 infantry, which is a lot of members, away from the fights. Bravo is going to get secured, and Alpha is still Chinese. With 4 flags continuously Chinese, this is turning out to be a slaughter so far for the American side. We got Ethnics, Case, and some of the KSK squads on a high roof, but they failed to be doing anything effective. Static is flying around without the gunner. Right now, I think that the General Saddle's army need to get their things in action, or they're gonna lose this. And I seem to be lagging a lot. Not quite sure what's going on. I'll take. Alright, the lag is somewhat better. Not quite sure what happened there. And it's happening again. Can't really seem to figure out what's happening. None of my cores are spiking, so I'm not quite sure why the lag is occurring. Maybe overheat. We're getting lag again. 4 versus 13. As far as I can see, Delta and Alpha are flashing. As soon as I go to small mode, it seems to be working a lot better. as you can tell, as soon as I go into full screen mode, the lag hits. I'll see if I can solve this somehow. Shows gameplay, video. Alright, we'll see if it gets better or worse. Save settings. Yes. Alright. We're still getting some performance issues, but maybe it will be a little bit better. I'm sorry about that. No. Continuously when I get back into action, I'm getting horrible spike drops. As you can see, when I go into the menu, I'm losing. Let's see. Yes, yes. Options. Window back. Let's see if this gets a little bit better for us. Alright. Charlie flag have been secured. Alpha is flashing. Bravo is not secured. Alpha, Delta and Echo are secured for the Chinese. The Battle have 250, almost 300 ticket lead. Fight seems to be over the third flag right now, which is a lot better than the US have been doing lately. But still not good enough. I can see my processor working halfway, my memory is halfway, which leaves the graphics card possibly working hard, but I have no way to display that right now. Started my MSI Afterburner and the graphics card is not really working either, or well, not really, 75%, but it's not spiking, which means that there's something else causing these lags. I'll attempt to reboot after this round. FPS is not much I can do, but I can tell you that Echo Delta are being contested. Echo is going up American. Delta is going Chinese as it looks right now. Continuously the Chinese have been able to have 3 flags, which is putting them in the lead. Echo is being fought over. The Chinese seems to be able to get that back. They have also secured Alpha from the hostile attack. Charlie is dropping a little. Vladimir is on there. He might be able to do something about this. No, he did not. We got Marcats moving in for Dragon Company. Flag is going to go grey. Meanwhile, Echo was just captured. With the capture of Echo, even if they grade and secured Charlie, they're not getting off that bleed. Dragon with Vladimir are still dropping in, fighting over Charlie. The Charlie flag is dropping now. Vladimir just got taken out. If we're looking at the big screen, we got a push of Alpha. Alpha is just turning grey, and Delta Echo Charlie is still Chinese. So as I said, the Americans and Saddle have been fighting an uphill battle all time on Dawnbreakers, pretty much, except for the beginning of round 1. This uphill battle, they are not winning. Alright, Delta is flashing, Alpha was flashing Charlie, and Alpha are now secure. Delta only have Burlesque on it. And I don't think he's going to be able to capture Delta before he dies. Alright, he created at least. And there he's getting shot and dead. Probably a few frames after it actually happened. Delta is going back American, thanks to Chillum and the Dragon Company. The 4 flag caps are back on the Chinese with 62 tickets left versus 516. I'm gonna say this is the end for the General Saddle and Dawnbreaker, which means he lost both rounds. We're finding Saddle here. He's currently helping the attack on Alpha. See if we can find Fury Divine. Fury Divine is up here on a roof. Flying his little recon bird again. This is pretty much the only thing he does in battle, and I think it's helping the Chinese a lot. Echo is flashing, Alpha is getting back under Chinese control. But if Echo is not stopped and Charlie or Bravo is not grabbed, bleed might actually go to the Americans with 24 tickets left. Big push on Alpha. Meanwhile, Charlie is also flashing. Let's see what's happening here. Charlie is going Chinese, but if they're losing Alpha as well, at least might stop the Americans from getting the bleed back on with 2 grey flags and 1 flag each for the armies. Let's see what's happening. Alright, the bleed is currently still Chinese with Alpha flashing. 8 tickets left, and as I said before, this is it. This is the end. The Alpha fight failed. 3 tickets left, with the bleed, this is gonna be the end of the round. Looking at the score, we got Chinese Dark Cipher leading the score points, but not the kill count. The kill count is led by Black Skills in the Chinese side, followed by Zone on the American side. Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream and I'm gonna reboot my computer.